This is the plaintiff, Toi Colavena. She says the defendant is one of her sisters, and they got into an argument, and her out-of-control sister smashed her television and Xbox console. All of her sisters are spiteful and deceitful, but the defendant takes the cake with this out-of-control stunt she pulled. And she's suing for the $1,600 she's owed today. This is the defendant, Aujane Youngblood. She says the plaintiff's husband came up from behind her while she was arguing with her sister and put her in a chokehold. They both squirmed around and ended up falling backwards, and he fell into the television, causing it to smash down on the floor. She broke nothing of her sisters and isn't paying for something she didn't do. She's accused of causing a family fallout.
All parties, please raise your right hand. People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Leonto presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Colavena, you are suing your sister, Ms. Youngblood, for $1,600 that you say she owes you for damaging your items. Tell me what happened.
Yes, ma'am. So, you want the short? Or
I want the whole story.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so her and her girlfriend, I had told them a night before the 20th that there was a Hispanic festival. So my sister basically was like, yeah, we'll go. By the time I get to the house, her girlfriend's in shambles. She's crying. She basically broke up with her girlfriend. She was staying with her girlfriend at the time. So I told her, like, you can come over and stay with us for a couple of days. So 3 days roll around after the Hispanic festival, and she's in the house. But you can tell when she gets irritated, like irritable, like, I don't want to be here. So I brought up something about her ex-boyfriend. I said, why don't you ask your ex-boyfriend, for a house? She said, he don't with me no more. I said, what happened? Oh, because I told on him. So I'm like,
Because I what?
I told on him.
Okay.
I guess it was something they had going on. So she said she told on him. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, karma's a B word, because you told your ex-boyfriend not to rent to none of your siblings because we was all dirty and trifling. So she looks over. I can say that. Then she texts her, the ex. The ex didn't even reply. So it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So I'm like, get out. She said, I'm not going nowhere. I told my brother, I said, get her out my house. She said, I'm not going nowhere, and you're going to take me home. I said, no, I'm not taking you home. You're going to get out of my house. She said, I bet you if you don't take me home, I'm going to start breaking your stuff. So I'm like, you're not about to
What time of the day or night is this happening?
This was in the afternoon. This was around 2.
Was anybody inebriated? Was anybody...
No.
Okay.
None of my sisters, Your Honor. I've been jumped by my sisters. None of my sisters like me.
Who's the fellow with you? Is he okay?
This is my husband. He's been jumped by my sisters, too. This is my husband.
Is he okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, go on.
So none of my sisters like me. They all sit in their little dark corners and talk about me. And the reason why is because none of them have their stuff together. None of them are doing the things that they need to do to progress and all of that in life.
Yeah, but it sounds like, you not only invited her to go to the fair, but you also told her you can stay here a few days, so you have a better relationship than you're describing.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am, because I try and make it better with my sisters. I wouldn't lie to you. I try and make things better with my sisters.
Okay. So what happens? She says, I bet you if you don't take me home...
I'm going to start breaking your stuff.
Okay.
So my husband comes out in the living room because he already knows how my sisters are. We've been jumped by all my sisters. We've been fought by just about everybody in my family. That's why we moved to Hawaii, So I told my brother, I said, Michael, get her out of here. She said, I bet you gonna take me home or I'm gonna break all in your house. I said, if you touch my...
Why don't you just tell her, yeah, I'll take you home, wait outside, and then lock the door?
She would have probably kicked she would...
Kicking your door would be less than everything else that you say
happened. Right after my brother, I asked my brother to get her out of my house. She started creeping over to my TV. My husband already knew what she was going for, so my husband tried to go around her to the TV so she wouldn't grab it. The first thing she did was this. Soon as she did this, my husband went to basically grab her off the TV. Soon as she turns around on my husband, boop, boop, takes the TV, slams it on the ground. So my husband, at that moment, it was on. Cause I got a week before my sister hit on my husband. So it was just like.
Hit on? Like what?
Boop, boop.
Oh, okay.
So it's just, they know that he's not gonna hit them back. So what they do is they attack him, So as my husband, is still holding on to her, and she finally, my brother finally, like, because I was hitting everybody, I ain't gonna lie. Whoever was on that couch when he grabbed her and she hit my husband, I was hitting everybody. I was pulling my brother's hair. I was trying to get to her. I ain't gonna lie. So once my brother breaks everything up, because he was like, yo, I'm about to beat both of y'all. Once he did that, she ran out of my house, went to my car door after she pulled my TV down, went to my car, opened my car door, and started doing this with the door. So I'm like, I basically called the cops. When I am emotionally, like, messed up, I cannot talk, I more yell things, because I can't get it across, how I want to, so I'm like, I yell, and it's not that I'm trying to, like, that's just how it comes off.
The plaintiff says she and the defendant got into a physical fight, and the defendant broke her TV and Xbox in a fit of rage. But the defendant says her sister's husband put her in a chokehold, and they fell into the plaintiff's TV, knocking it down, and that's how it broke. Let's listen.
Okay, what happened when you called the police?
Basically, I called the police because I was so revved up.
And what happened?
They looked at me like, you're the problem. Basically.
Did the police do anything?
No. He told me I would have to go and take it to small.
What did she do?
Nothing. She was out there calm. She knows how to.
Okay, so after the cops left, then what did she do?
One of my sisters that came and picked her up. That's the ones that they sit there and about me all the time.
So another sister came, picked her up, and then have you two seen each other since then?
No, ma'am.
All right, husband, please stand up. You tell me what happened.
Just about all what she said. I went from the bedroom. Okay, I take my headsets off. I'm sitting there playing the game, and I hear all this commotion from the living room. I leave the bedroom to come in the living room. I already know what's going on. They're already arguing. So I go up to her and tell her to get out. She didn't get out. So the moment I go to grab her to pull her towards the door is the moment she grabbed my TV. Well, when she grabbed my TV, I'm sitting there grabbing her hands.
So describe it to me, because I wasn't there. You guys were there, but
okay.
Okay.
This is her.
Right.
I'm grabbing her to shove her that way towards the door.
She won't grab
To the door.
TV.
Wait, just one at a time. Go ahead,
Yeah,
you sir.
Towards the door, and she went reach for the TV. She went grab the TV and was pulling them down. At that time, I let her go, and her brother was on top of her.
According to you, what happened? I know you find this very funny. I'm trying to figure out what actually happened. I don't think it's funny at all.
I think it's funny because they're lying. Basically, what happened was, me and her, we went to go grab some food. So we're like, first, I don't know how he gets brought up. She loves to bring this man up, but my ex-boyfriend. She likes to bring him up because he owns houses. But she's like, well, why don't you ask Greg, can he, rent us something, da-da-da-da. So I'm like, well, have you asked him? You should ask him. Like, ask him, can he rent you something? So she's like, he told us that he's not going to rent us because you da-da-da. I said, Toy, that's a lie.
Because wait, da-da-da is that he told her.
He told her, which he doesn't even talk to her. He does not talk to her.
He wouldn't rent to them because you told him not to.
Exactly.
Okay.
He doesn't even know this. He doesn't even know her name.
And this is something that happened a year earlier.
It's been years. It hasn't even been a year earlier.
And
it's
then,
been years.
So you say.
I said, why don't you ask him yourself? So she like, why would I ask him to move in one of his things? So I'm standing by the TV already. I didn't come from.
Why were you by the TV?
We was arguing. Like, we're in each other's faces. By me and her.
Did you
by
say
the
to
TV.
her, if you don't take me home?
No, I did not.
You didn't ask her to take you home.
I would have went to jail. I did ask. I told her, I'm like, just take me home. You can take me back home. But I didn't say.
Had she said to you, you need to get out before that?
Yes, but she was on the phone with the police.
Did you say to her, I'm gonna mess up your stuff?
I did not, because I didn't mess up none of her stuff.
Okay.
I didn't.
So she's on the phone with the police.
She's on the phone with the police already. So don't touch me. If the police is coming to get, I asked her to take me home. I did. I said, can you take me home? We ain't got to do all this. We're arguing over a man that you barely know. He don't know you. You don't know him. So, I'm like, take me home. She's like, I'm not taking you home. So she's like, you're going to get out now. So she's not telling y'all where she pulled a gun on me, and she has a gun up to my chest, which I told the police and everything.
Wait,
but it's
I'm
her
sorry.
home.
Wait, back it up.
Yeah, it's her home.
Hold on a second. She pulled out a gun on you?
She pulled a gun on me. She pulled a gun on me. That's what she's not telling y'all. She's not telling y'all she pulled a whole gun on me. But it's open carry, so it's totally fine. She didn't use it. She pulled a gun on me. You know, you swearing to oath. Don't sit here and lie.
Can I ask you a question? How come you didn't say that in your statement?
Because I didn't get harmed. I wasn't harmed.
She pulls a gun out on you, and that's not a relevant enough fact to put in the statement?
She pulled a gun on me. She pulled a gun. She knows she did.
You can yell it louder and more, but my question to you is a very specific one. You gave a statement to the court. You never mentioned anything about a gun. How come? If she
I didn't mention it to the police either because that's my sister.
I thought you just said that you mentioned it to the police.
I know I didn't mention it to the police.
So you didn't mention it to the police, and you didn't mention it to the court a few days ago. The first time you've ever mentioned this is today?
Yeah.
Because what?
Because she's my sister. So, you know, you can really I don't want you to go to jail. But at the same time, you pulled a gun over something that is...
So now you have no problem with her going to jail over putting...
No, I don't mind. She's not going to go to jail, period, because I didn't press any charges, I didn't press any charges on her.
Have you ever told anybody that she pulled out a gun on you?
My brother was there. He's there.
Is your brother a witness?
My brother...
Is your brother here to testify?
No, he wanted to come, but I was supposed to bring somebody else.
Can you stand up, please?
Yes,
was there ever a gun pulled out?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, who pulled out the gun?
My wife did.
Oh, here we go. Wow.
Welcome back to the People's Court. I'm Harvey Levin. The plaintiff says the defendant flew into a fit of rage, broke her TV and Xbox, and she wants to be compensated to the tune of around $1,600. But the defendant says she broke nothing of her sister's and is paying for nothing. Let's go back into the courtroom.
Now, I'm going to tell you myself, I sure did. When I done got beat up by all my sisters.
By 3 of them. Come on.
All my sisters. And then
all your sisters weren't there. You pulled out a gun there.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop talking. Go ahead. Let me hear from you.
You're absolutely right. But if she's done fought me to where I had to go to the hospital before because she was pounding the life out of my chest.
Okay. You need to not have any relationship with your sisters.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well,
do you understand? Because someone's going to die.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not worth it.
Your
yes,
Honor,
ma'am.
that's on dead record. Listen, on my behalf, I keep telling her
this
that.
all the time. Ma'am, here is a statement from my sister that she told her, went over to her house, boast about her, breaking my TV.
This is who, stop. This is a statement from the sister who gave her a ride?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
There's also...
this is just writing on a piece of paper.
Yes, ma'am.
There's not even a signature.
Yes, ma'am. She's 19.
Ashanae Youngblood, that during the altercation between her and Twa, that she intentionally pulled Calawena's TV off of the landing where it sat. She stated to me the reason it came about is that she demanded that Toy was going to take her home and she was going to destroy the belongings. She then proceeded to tell me she was going outside to try to pull her car door off the vehicle. No. Did you tell that to your sister?
No, ma'am. Why would I sit here?
What's the name of this sister?
Bria Youngblood.
Bria.
And I have her number, and I can call her now.
That's the one who came and picked me up.
Okay, well.
With her boyfriend.
Did Bria write this? Are you in a fight with Bria?
No, I'm not fighting with Bria.
Is this Bria's handwriting? Do you know Bria's handwriting?
That's not her handwriting.
You haven't even seen it yet. How do you know it's not her handwriting?
Why would she write it? Why would she?
That's her handwriting.
Is that her handwriting?
Ma'am, that's not her handwriting.
Oh my God, I can call her right in front of you.
Call her right in front of me right now.
That's not.
Call her right in front of me.
Call her right in front of you. And that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do.
Go ahead. Yeah, do it. Don't talk about it.
Oh yes. Is Bria there with you?
Yes.
The judge want to talk to her. You're on speakerphone. Put her on the phone. Here you go.
Is that Bria?
Yes, ma'am. That's
Did
her.
she call Bria's phone?
Okay, I want you to stop. Hi, Bria. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. Are you the sister to both Twa and Ashanae?
Yes.
Okay. There's a document that Twa presented in court, and I just want to make sure that that's legitimate, talking about what happened in this case. So did you give her a statement? Yeah. So.
Yes, ma'am, I wrote that.
All right. So can you tell me what it is that your sister, Ms. Youngblood, said to you happened?
She told me that she had, after a while they were fighting, that she had pulled down the TV and broke the TV intentionally.
Okay. And Ms. Youngblood, is there a question you'd like to ask your sister? Because this is a sister who came to your aid and picked you up, you say.
No, I mean.
She says that you told her you intentionally pulled it off, and we're bragging about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure.
What about the car door? What did she tell you about the car door?
That she was trying to rip it off.
Okay. Do you guys fight a lot?
Yes.
Yes.
All the sisters?
Yes.
No, not all of us.
Yes, we do.
Am I talking to you two?
No, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Disagreements. I don't fight with none of them, but we do have disagreements.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. There you go. All right, how did the TV become, because it's all this talk about the TV, how did the TV become, and also the Xbox?
So the Xbox was sitting by the TV. I actually have a picture of it, because it's a stage in my house or whatever, and the Xbox was...
Right, how did it break the Xbox, though?
When she pulled the TV down, the Xbox fell on the ground with it. And then when we tried to turn it on, it was a green screen.
Do you have any evidence that the Xbox is broken?
No, ma'am, but I got the receipts of that.
I understand, but you need to give me, I have clear evidence the TV's broken. I can see it.
Yes, ma'am.
So, but I would need evidence the Xbox is broken. You also submitted a video into evidence.
Yes, ma'am, with my brother.
And what you had always said to her before is, you're paying for my TV. No, I'm not. The Xbox hadn't come up, right?
That's because I didn't know the Xbox was
Okay,
broken.
I can't have you yelling from your chair. Sit up straight, stand up, pretend you're in court, stand up. I want to hear what you have to say, but you can't just shout from the chair. Yes. All right, you do have this video. What's this a video of? Give me a second.
That should be
Hold on.
Yes, ma'am.
Because she was in your home and she broke it.
She broke my TV. She pushed my TV over.
She didn't push it over. She grabbed it like that.
And pulled it down. Yeah. Exactly.
Who is the gentleman that's in that video?
My brother.
And he's talking about how she ripped it off.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. But another thing that I notice about Michael is he's playing with the Xbox in the room where all this happened.
That's a PlayStation.
Yeah, that's his.
That's his PlayStation.
Okay. Do you have the Xbox here?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did the police end up writing a report or no?
No, ma'am. He told me if I was going to go file charges, go ahead and file charges. And that's what I went and did.
Okay. I am ruling in your favor for the amount of the TV, not on the Xbox. That's $610.60. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff prevails. She's going to get the full amount of the television that was damaged by her sister. $610. Let's see what the defendant has to say about it.
It's okay. She'd just be lying, so I could understand why she agreed. She's a great liar.
You know, the real story here is a relationship between you guys.
Yeah, it's...
What's...
She's weird.
What's going to happen?
Nothing. Talk to her next week.
You'll talk to her next week? And you'll be buddy-buddy again at some point, you think? Really?
Yeah.
Good luck to you, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's see what the plaintiff has to say now. She gets the full amount of the money back. Miss Colavina, talk to me. How do you feel about the judge's verdict for you?
She know a liar when she see one. She couldn't even come up with the story correctly, so.
Let me ask you about filing a lawsuit against your sister. Have you ever done this before?
No, but it comes a time where you can't keep letting people step all over you. You would think like, oh, that's your sister, but not with my family. They dysfunctional. You can't. Just because your sister don't mean blood is thicker than water, because it's not. And that's all.
Well, then you better not let her in your house again.
Of course not. Of course not. You can't do it. Everything else would be broken. Have a good one.
Good luck to you, okay? Harvey, what's your reaction to this?
Well, Doug, look, I mean, this was an intentional act by the defendant, according to the judge. The plaintiff didn't ask for it, but I think the plaintiff could have gotten punitive damages had she asked. You can get punitive damages for malice, and that's what this is.
My neighbor's tree casts a shadow on my yard and cuts off sunlight. My trees and plants can't grow. How can I get them to trim it?
You can't.
Well, what about just coming, baking some brownies and going over there and saying, hey, how you doing?
Here's the thing. You have the right to trim those branches that are overhanging onto your property. Like, just think of it from hell to the heavens. You can go swoop all the way up. But if you ask for permission, then you can, and they say, yes, permission granted, thin out the tree so you get more sunlight. Then on your nickel, you will thin out the tree. But you can't just say, your tree's growing over my, you need to cut it because it's your tree. That's not how it works.
No, you can't throw shade on the guy like that.